Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. This is me Adnan Khadim and you are watching my YouTube channel Dr. Adnan's Lectures. Today topic is glycolysis. After watching this video, the students will be able to know about glycolysis, that what is glycolysis. They will also know about the different phases of glycolysis, that in which steps or in which phases glycolysis complete, and they will also know about the ATP production and consumption during the glycolysis process. Before starting glycolysis, this is necessary to know about some basic things. In those things, one is metabolism and its main types. So what is metabolism? All chemical reactions takes place in our body are known as metabolism. In our body, chemical reactions takes place at cellular level, which are collectively known as metabolism. Metabolism is divided into two types, anabolism and catabolism. What is anabolism and what is catabolism? Anabolism is that type of metabolism in which small molecules combine and form a large molecule is known as anabolism. It is also known as endergonic reactions. Why this is known as endergonic reaction? Because when small things or small molecule combine and form a large molecule, during that time energy is used. That's why this is known as endergonic reaction. On the other hand, catabolism is that type of metabolism in which a large molecule divided into small molecules. It is also known as exergonic reaction. Why catabolism is known as exergonic reaction? Because when a large molecule divides into small molecule, that time energy is released. That's why this is known as exergonic reaction. Now going toward glycolysis, that what is glycolysis? So simply, the word glycolysis is derived from two Greek words. Glykos means sweet and lysis means breakdown or splitting. So simply, glycolysis is the splitting of sugar or glucose or sweet. Glycolysis is also known as EMP pathway or Embden-Myrobarnas pathway. Glycolysis is also known as EMP pathway. Glycolysis is that process in which a 6-carbon compound, a glucose, is divided into a 3-carbon compound pyruvate. What is glycolysis? The process in which a glucose, a 6-carbon compound, divided into two 3-carbon compound molecule named as pyruvate is known as glycolysis. Glycolysis is a 10 steps process and each step an enzyme is used. That's why it is known as glycolysis, and it is said that glycolysis is a 10-step process or 10 enzymatic steps process. In glycolysis, oxidation of glucose occurs into pyruvate. And pyruvate, what is pyruvate? Pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound. Glycolysis is also known as unique pathway. Why this is known as unique pathway? Because glycolysis takes place aerobically as well as anaerobically. What it means? It means that glycolysis occurs in presence of oxygen as well as it also occurs in absence of oxygen. Glycolysis takes place in the cytosol of the cell. Now going toward the different phases of glycolysis. So glycolysis is composed of two main phases. One is preparatory phase and other is payoff phase. Now what is preparatory phase? As I earlier discussed, that glycolysis is a 10 steps process. So the first 5 steps of glycolysis are known as preparatory phase. In this phase, a glucose is divided into fructose 1,6-bisphosphate on the actions of enzyme, and then fructose 1,6-bisphosphate is converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate or dihydroxyacetone phosphate, which are isomers and 3-carbon compound. Thus, the first phase results in cleavage of the hexose chain. The preparatory phase is the cleavage of the hexose chain. In preparatory phase, whenever glucose is converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, during this phase, 2 ATP are used. How many ATPs are used? 2 ATPs are used to convert a 6-carbon compound into 3-carbon compound glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. which are the isomers. Now, glucose is converted into glucose 6-phosphate, and 1 ATP is used in these steps. It is occur on the actions of the hexokinase enzyme. Then, then glucose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 6-phosphate by the action of phosphohexose isomerase enzyme. Then fructose 6-phosphate is converted into fructose 1,6 diphosphate or bisphosphate. In this step also an ATP is used and converted into ADP. This step also occurs by the action of an enzyme known as phosphofructokinase enzyme. In the last step of the preparatory phase, fructose 1,6 diphosphate or fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is divided or converted into glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate or dihydroxyacetone 3-phosphate. These two are the isomers, and this conversion occurs due to the enzyme known as aldolase. Why glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate are isomer and dihydroxyacetone 3-phosphate are isomers? Because both of these are 3-carbon compound, and these are convertible to each other. That's why they are known as isomers. And this is occurred due to the phosphotriose enzyme. Or isomer conversion occurs due to the enzyme known as isomerase enzyme. The second step of glycolysis is payoff phase. The second step of glycolysis is known as payoff phase. As I earlier discussed that the glycolysis is composed of 10 steps. So the first 5 steps are known as preparatory phase. Then the second 5 steps of glycolysis are known as payoff phase. In this phase, a glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate is divided or converted into pyruvate, and also in these steps ATP are produced. How many ATP are produced? 4 ATP are produced when ADP are phosphorylated to ATP. 1 phosphate, or what it means by phosphorylated? When phosphate is added to ADP, so it converted into ATP known as adenosine triphosphate. And how many ATP are produced? 4 molecules of ATP are produced in this step or in this phase, which is known as payoff phase. Now we take one isomer, both of them, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate converted into 1,3-diphosphoglycerate by the action of triisophosphate dehydrogenase enzyme. So whenever triisophosphate dehydrogenase enzyme acts on glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, that converted into 1,3-diphosphoglycerate. In this step, 1 ADP NAD converted into NADH2. Then in next step, 1,3-diphosphoglycerate is converted into 3-phosphoglycerate by the action of phosphoglyceric acid kinase. And in this step, ADP is phosphorylated and converted into ATP. As I earlier discussed that what is meant by phosphorylated ADP, when 1 phosphate is added to ADP and converted into ATP, this is known as phosphorylated ADP, and that gave us ATP. Then 3-phosphoglycerate is converted into 2-phosphoglycerate by the action of phosphoglyceromutase enzyme. Then 2-phosphoglycerate is converted into phosphoenol pyruvate by the action of enolase enzyme. Then phosphoenol pyruvate is converted into 2-pyruvate. And what is pyruvate? Pyruvate is a 3-carbon compound. In this step, another ADP is phosphorylated and converted into ATP. So this is in this step 2 ATP are produced, and as I earlier discussed that these two are the isomers and we take one of them, so this step occurs twice. So 4 ATP produced in the payoff phase. This is the overall reaction of glycolysis with glucose into glucose 6-phosphate, then glucose 6-phosphate into fructose 6-phosphate, then fructose 6-phosphate gave us fructose 1,6-diphosphate, then convert into dihydroxyacetone 3-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. This is the preparatory phase. In this phase 2 ATP are used. Then if I take glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate for proceeding the glycolysis process, and this will occur twice because we have isomer as glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone 3-phosphate. I will take glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, so it gave us 1,3-diphosphoglycerate, then 3-phosphoglycerate, and next step it gave us 2-phosphoglycerate, and then 2-phosphoglycerate converted into phosphoenol pyruvate, and then phosphoenol pyruvate converted into pyruvate. How many pyruvate? 2 pyruvate. In one step it gave 1 pyruvate, and it occurred, as I had discussed, it occurred twice, so it gave 2 pyruvate. This is known as payoff phase. In payoff phase 4 ATP are produced and 2 ATP are used, as I earlier discussed in the preparatory phase. So net we gain 2 ATP. Just 2 ATP are produced in the glycolysis process. Now energy yield in glycolysis, as I discussed in the glycolysis process, that glucose gave us glucose 6-phosphate, so consumption of 1 ATP occur. When fructose 6-phosphate converted into fructose 1,6-biphosphate, consumption of 1 ATP occur. When 1,3-diphosphoglycerate converted into 3-phosphoglycerate, 2 ATP are produced. Then phosphoenol pyruvate converted into pyruvate, so another 2 ATP are produced. So gain of ATP are 4 and consumption is 2. So net ATP which we get are the 2 ATP. So how many ATP are produced inside the glycolysis? 2 ATP. Net 2 ATP are produced in the process of glycolysis. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section. If you like my video and get some knowledge about the glycolysis, then subscribe my channel Dr. Adnan's Lectures, and also hit the bell icon so you will get my other video easily. Thank you and goodbye.